Broadcasting live from the Albay PIO News Center, providing you the most exclusive news update from all over the province. This is 12 o'clock Newsbreak. In the local scene, the Provincial Mining Regulatory Board continues to review commercial sand and gravel permit applications in Albay. Recently, 29 out of the 160 permit applicants in the province were found ready for endorsement to the office of the governor. Those who were not endorsed, they lack necessary or updated requirements such as barangay resolutions, personal data sheets, and bank certificates. After endorsement, Albay Governor Baby Glenda Ongbunga will review the applications, which will then be presented to the SPA for approval in a subsequent session. It can be recalled that deliberation began during the PMRB's regular board meeting on December 16, 2024 at the Blue Room of the Albay capital, Legazpi City. In other story, the provincial government of Albay is participating in a United Nations Development Program UNDP-funded study focused on the National Resilience Index. The study, titled Development of a National Resilience Index under the Strengthening Institutions and Empowered Localities Against Disasters and Climate Change SHIELD program, is being conducted by Orient Integrated Development Consultants Incorporated. To test feasibility, the OIDCI has selected the provinces of Albay, Northern Samar, and Agusan del Norte as its project sites, representing Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, respectively. The aim of the study is to develop a methodology for measuring the resilience of ecosystems and communities to natural disasters and climate change, and further enhance their resilience levels. In the national scene, following the first cabinet meeting of the year, Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin reported that 16 flagship projects, major infrastructure initiatives under the Department of Transportation DOTR had been considered. One key project is the North-South Commuter Railway, which will start at Clark International Airport and extend to Colombo, Laguna. The OTR Secretary Jamie Bautista emphasized that this project must be completed by the end of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s administration. Other notable projects mentioned by Bautista included the LRT Line 1 extension and the MRT Line 7, and priority will be given to the Mindanao Railway project, the PNR South Hall project, and the Cebu International Container Port Terminal. Despite the challenges the agency faces, Bautista assured that actions will be taken to advance these projects and ensure their completion before President Marcos's term concludes. He stated that since the OTR projects are long-term, they are exempt from the election ban. In other story, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has no plans to implement martial law or seek a term extension following the recent revamping of the National Security Council (NSC). Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin responded to accusations made by former Presidential Chief Legal Advisor Attorney Salvador Panelo. Panelo claimed that the President's removal of Vice President Zaro Duterte from the NSC panel indicated a move towards imposing martial law in the country. Marcos is focused on completing legacy projects, enhancing programs for the health and welfare of impoverished Filipinos, and boosting the nation's economy to improve the quality of life, as emphasized by Executive Secretary Benjamin. Marcos is focused on, or Bersamin also stated that the President has the right to decide who he wants to collaborate with and who he feels uncomfortable working with. Also, Bersamin claimed that Panelo lacks the morality or the moral authority to make such comments, pointing out that during his tenure in the previous government, he recommended the removal of former Vice President Sandro Duterte from the NSC panel as well. In other news, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has directed government agencies to review programs outlined in the National Expenditure Program that were not funded by Congress. During a recent cabinet meeting at Malacanang, the president emphasized his interest in reinstating these programs, particularly those that have a significant socio-economic impact. On that note, President Marcos has instructed every department to prioritize their needs within the NEP and explore ways to bring these programs back. He highlighted several critical areas that require attention, including a 12 billion pesos cut from road maintenance and a reduction for routine bridge maintenance, and a 21 billion peso chop for feasibility studies. In addition, one of the topics discussed at the first cabinet meeting of 2025 was the implementation of the General Appropriations Act. And in the news outside the country, Ukraine has launched a significant counterattack in the Kursk region located on the southern Russian border. According to Andriy Kovalenko, chairman of the Ukrainian Center for Countering Disinformation, the Ukrainian forces executed a surprise attack on Russian troops in various parts of Kursk as retaliation for an assault carried out by Russia last month. In August, Ukraine initiated its offensive in Kursk and gained control over most of the region. Ukraine, however, has stated that Russia's previous attack was justifiable. And finally, in the news outside the country, the United States has declared it will sell $8 billion worth of military equipment to Israel. This package includes AIM 12C8, AMRAAM air-to-air missile for fighter planes, 155mm artillery shells, small diameter bombs, 500-pound warheads, bomb fuses, and other military supplies. The deal is framed by the U.S. State Department as a measure to strengthen Israel's long-term security by replenishing essential munitions and air defense stockpiles. A U.S. official stated that President Joe Biden made it clear that Israel has the right to protect its citizens in accordance with international humanitarian law and international law, as well as to prevent Iran and its proxy groups from waging war. The United States is facing criticism for providing military assistance to Israel, especially in light of the casualties in Gaza. Since the incident October 7, more than 45,650 Palestinians, including children and women, have been reported killed in the ongoing conflict. While facing criticism for providing military assistance to Israel, the U.S. Congress has not yet approved this weapons deal with Israel to date. And that's all for the 12 o'clock news break, January 9, 2025. We'll be right back tomorrow for more news updates. And thanks to our 12 o'clock news break writer, LJ Lorejo and Dan Rockion. And on the technical side, Chad Bobis. Of course, our Provincial Information Officer, Mary Luduca Castillo. And under the supervision of our Governor, Glenn Doong Bungao, I am Greg Hallare. Thank you for subscribing.